Have you ever invited someone into your home only to feel a strange sense of unease wash over you the moment they step through your door? That subtle shift in the atmosphere that you can't quite name but immediately feel in your body? A tightening in your chest? A knot in your stomach? A sudden alertness that wasn't there before? Perhaps you dismissed these sensations as irrational, yet hours after your guest has left, you find yourself emotionally drained, slightly disoriented, as if some vital energy has been extracted from not just you, but from the very space of your home. The strangest part is that nothing obviously threatening occurs. Just this lingering sense that something invisible but important has been disturbed. What if these bodily sensations aren't irrational at all? What if your physical and emotional responses are actually sophisticated alert systems detecting subtle threats that your conscious mind hasn't yet fully processed? The discomfort doesn't end when these individuals leave. You might notice that disagreements with your partner emerge more frequently after certain people visit, or that your children seem more agitated, more prone to emotional outbursts or withdrawal. Perhaps you yourself experience disturbed sleep, unusual dreams, or a general sense of being off balance in the days following specific social encounters in your home. You try to articulate these feelings to others, but struggle to provide concrete examples of problematic behavior, leaving you questioning your own perceptions and wondering if the issue lies within you rather than with your guests. What if these experiences aren't merely subjective reactions, but responses to actual dynamics that operate beneath the surface of conscious awareness? What if your home isn't just a physical space, but a psychological one? An extension of your innermost self that becomes vulnerable in specific ways when certain personalities enter it. There is a reason why some people leave you feeling depleted even when they've been perfectly pleasant. And understanding this might transform how you think about your home, your boundaries, and your intuitive responses to those who seek entrance to your most intimate spaces. This is where Sigmund Freud's insights into human psychology offer us a framework for understanding these unsettling experiences. At the core of Freud's understanding was the recognition that human interactions operate on multiple levels simultaneously. The conscious exchanges we're aware of and the unconscious currents of emotion and psychological patterns that flow beneath them. According to Freud, our homes represent more than physical shelter. They are psychological extensions of ourselves, spaces where our defenses naturally lower and where we are most vulnerable to certain interpersonal dynamics. From Freud's clinical observations, we can identify 6 specific psychological profiles that present particular risks when allowed into our intimate spaces. The first is the emotional vampire. This person appears charming and engaging on the surface, often initially making you feel special or understood. Yet their interest isn't genuine connection but psychological feeding. They unconsciously extract emotional energy from those around them to fill their own internal emptiness. You might recognize this person by how you feel in their presence and afterwards. Gradually drained, slightly confused, and emotionally depleted without being able to pinpoint exactly why. Conversations with them tend to be oddly exhausting despite seeming superficially pleasant. What makes the emotional vampire particularly dangerous in your home is that this environment naturally encourages you to lower your psychological defenses. In public settings, you maintain certain protective boundaries without thinking about it. But in your home, you automatically relax these boundaries. making yourself vulnerable to the vampire's unconscious feeding. They sense this opening intuitively and will work to extend visits, to establish reasons for returning, and to position themselves as necessary to your emotional well-being while actually depleting it. If you found yourself repeatedly hosting someone after which you feel inexplicably tired or emotionally off balance, you may be dealing with this personality type. If you're finding these descriptions helpful, consider giving this video a like to help others discover this content. The second profile is the boundary transgressor. Unlike the emotional vampire, who extracts energy in subtle ways, the boundary transgressor operates through progressive violation of normal limits, testing, pushing, and gradually moving past your comfort zones in ways that leave you questioning whether you're being reasonable in your discomfort. They might start with small things, using items without asking, exploring areas of your home uninvited, staying longer than welcome, or bringing up topics that feel invasively personal. What makes their behavior difficult to address is its incremental nature and the way they respond if you express discomfort, typically with surprise, hurt, or by making you feel rigid for having perfectly normal boundaries. The danger of allowing the boundary transgressor into your home lies in how physical space reflects psychological boundaries. Each small transgression they commit and that goes unaddressed makes the next one easier, establishing a pattern where your limits become increasingly irrelevant. Over time, you might find yourself accommodating behaviors in your own home that would have been unthinkable when you first met this person. This boundary erosion rarely remains contained to physical space. It typically extends to emotional, financial, and other personal boundaries as well. Let me pause here for a moment because I need to ask you something that matters. Have you ever felt like you are living two lives at once? The one everyone sees, where you smile and function and pretend everything is fine, and the one inside your head where you are struggling, confused, doubting every choice you make? That split, that exhausting performance of being okay when you are not, it is something Freud understood deeply, and I want you to know something. You are not broken. You are not weak. And what you are feeling right now, this exact struggle you are carrying, someone else watching this video is feeling it too. They are sitting there thinking they are the only one, just like you might be thinking right now. So I am going to ask you to do something that might feel vulnerable, but it is important. Go down to the comments right now and type this exact phrase. I feel this. Just those 3 words. I feel this. You do not need to explain. You do not need to write your whole story. Just let those words be your voice today, because when you do that, something powerful happens. The person scrolling through these comments, the one who feels completely alone in their pain, they are going to see your comment. And for the first time in maybe days, weeks, or months, they are going to realize they are not alone either. Your 3 words might be the thing that helps them breathe a little easier tonight. This is not just about engagement. This is about connection. This is about breaking the silence that keeps us isolated in our suffering. Freud built his entire life's work on one simple truth. We heal when we speak what has been hidden, so speak it now. Go to the comments, type, I feel this, and know that by doing so, you are not just helping yourself, you are helping every single person who needs to know that what they feel is real, is valid, and is shared. Do it now. I will wait. The third profile is the chaos carrier. This person doesn't necessarily have malicious intent, but they exist in a perpetual state of crisis and unconsciously spread this disorganization to every environment they enter. In their presence, objects get misplaced, plans fall apart, simple tasks become complicated, and peaceful situations somehow transform into dramatic ones. You might initially feel sympathetic toward them, seeing them as unlucky or struggling, but over time you notice a pattern. Chaos isn't something that randomly happens to them. It's something that follows them and begins to affect you when they enter your space. The particular danger they present to your home environment relates to what Freud understood about psychological containment. Your home ideally functions as a place of relative order and predictability, a psychological container that helps you manage the inherent chaos of the outside world. The chaos carrier punctures this container, bringing external disorder into your place of refuge. After their visits, you might notice that it takes days to restore not just the physical order of your space, but also your psychological equilibrium. If you had the experience of having to recover from someone's visit, you may have encountered this personality type. You already know this, but we're not ready to understand ourselves alone. The human mind is vast, complex, and often frightening to explore without guidance. If this content is helping you see yourself more clearly, if these insights about Freud's work are bringing light to parts of yourself you've kept hidden, then consider subscribing to this channel. This is not just another psychology channel. This is a space where we explore the depths of human nature together, where we take the most profound concepts from psychoanalysis and make them accessible, practical, and deeply personal. Every video here is designed to help you understand not just theory, but yourself, your patterns, your fears, your desires, the invisible forces that have been shaping your choices without your awareness. When you subscribe, you are making a commitment to yourself. You are saying that you are ready to look deeper, to understand more, to stop running from the truth of who you are. And I promise you this, I will be here every week, bringing you insights that matter, explanations that actually make sense, and perspectives that can genuinely change how you see yourself and the world around you. This journey of self-understanding is not easy. Freud knew this. He spent his entire life mapping the human psyche precisely because he understood how lost we can feel inside our own mind. But you do not have to walk this path alone. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications. Become part of a community of people who have decided that understanding themselves is worth the discomfort, worth the effort, worth the time. Because at the end of the day, the most important relationship you will ever have is the one with yourself. And that relationship deserves your attention, your curiosity, and your courage. So subscribe now, and let's continue this exploration together. Your future self will thank you for taking this step today. The fourth profile is the envious underminer. This person appears supportive, but harbors an unconscious resentment toward what you have or who you are. Their envy operates through subtle comments, questions, and suggestions that slowly erode your confidence, pleasure, and sense of accomplishment. You might notice them complimenting your home while simultaneously pointing out small flaws, asking questions that plant seeds of doubt about your choices, or responding to your good news with concerns rather than celebration. Their negative impact isn't immediate but cumulative, gradually replacing your natural comfort with nagging doubts. What makes them particularly toxic in your home environment is how vulnerability interacts with their subtle sabotage. When you welcome someone into your home, you're literally surrounding yourself with expressions of your choices and achievements, all potential targets for unconscious envy. Over time, you might find yourself feeling strangely insecure about your own home or choices after spending time with them, without fully recognizing the source of these feelings. The fifth profile is the psychological intruder. They present as unusually curious, asking questions that seem caring but actually probe for vulnerabilities, insecurities, or private information. They're particularly attentive to signs of relationship tension, financial concerns, or personal struggles that aren't openly discussed in your home. They might wander into rooms without invitation, examine personal items with unusual interest, or position conversations to extract information you hadn't intended to share. The danger relates to what Freud understood about privacy and psychological safety. Your home contains physical manifestations of parts of yourself that you may not share with everyone. The psychological intruder collects this information not for genuine connection, but as currency in social systems of gossip or manipulation. After their visit, you might have a vague feeling of having revealed too much without quite remembering how the conversation led there. Share this video with someone who might benefit from understanding these dynamics. They may find clarity about relationships that have left them feeling inexplicably uncomfortable in their own home. The sixth profile is the psychological projector. This person carries unresolved internal conflicts that they unconsciously project onto their environment and the people in it. Rather than experiencing their own anger, inadequacy, or desire directly, they attribute these feelings to others and then react to them as if they were external threats. In your home, this can manifest as them becoming suddenly defensive when no one has criticized them, perceiving rejections that weren't expressed, or attributing intentions to your words that reflect their internal state rather than your actual meaning. What makes the projector problematic in your home is how projection interacts with intimacy. Your home is where you're most likely to be spontaneous and unguarded. This natural openness makes you vulnerable to becoming the screen for someone else's projected material, leaving you confused as you try to address accusations that don't actually connect to your behavior. Over time, you might find yourself becoming increasingly careful in your own home when this person is present, monitoring your words to avoid triggering projections that will then require management. Understanding these six profiles validates the physical and emotional responses you might experience when certain people enter your home. These responses aren't irrational. They're alert systems detecting dynamics that may not be immediately obvious. It provides a framework for evaluating potential risks before they've created significant damage to your well-being. And it offers guidance for establishing appropriate boundaries, not from fear, but from an informed understanding of how certain personality patterns might impact your most intimate spaces. If you recognize someone in your life fits one of these profiles, remember that the goal isn't to demonize them. Many of these patterns operate unconsciously, driven by the person's own unresolved conflicts. But understanding doesn't require unlimited access. You can have compassion while still making thoughtful choices about who you allow into the vulnerability of your home. Sometimes the most compassionate choice, both for yourself and for the other person, is to maintain clearer boundaries that prevent unconscious dynamics from creating harm. The most profound insight from Freud's work is understanding that your home is more than a physical structure. It's a psychological space that both reflects and affects your innermost self. By being more conscious about who you allow into this space, you're honoring the importance of creating environments where genuine security and authentic self-expression are possible.